There was a confrontation at Justin Trudeau's town hall last night in Calgary. The Prime Minister facing tough questions after he says he misspoke when talking about phasing out the oil sands. With more, I'm joined by CTV's Michel Boyer. He's with us from Ottawa this morning. Michel, most of these sessions have been pretty friendly towards the Prime Minister. You're going to tell us about what happened last night. How did it all play out?
Yeah, it was a little feisty yesterday in Calgary. There was some good, but there was also some bad, of course. Justin Trudeau essentially in the lion's den yesterday, not screening or vetting exactly who was going to be at that town hall, similar to all the other town halls that he's had across the country so far. But yesterday he did come under fire from one person who was in the audience. I want you to take a look at the exchange.
You've been saying two different messages. Down east, you've been telling people that you want to kill the single biggest employer in our province. You're in Alberta right now, sir. You're not in Ottawa. Yet, when you come to Calgary, you tell people you're sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I'm a little confused. There is one of two things, Mr. Prime Minister. You are either a liar or you're confused. And I'm beginning to think it's both.
I have said repeatedly in many situations, okay, you can... If you're going to ask me a question, you might want to hear the answer. I have repeatedly said that, yes, the responsibility of any Canadian Prime Minister is to get our resources to market. And yes, that includes our oil sands fossil fuels. We need to get those to market. I've also said that we need to do that in a responsible, sustainable way. That you cannot separate what's good for the environment and what's good for the economy.
And Justin Trudeau sticking to his lines that he's been reiterating, mostly based on why he approved those two pipelines, both from the Trans Mountain and Enbridge Line 3 in Marcia, and now looks like a third could be coming to Alberta. The Keystone XL approved by Donald Trump through executive order yesterday.
Okay, so 3 pipelines, just over a year in office. This is leaving many of Trudeau's supporters feeling betrayed. What's he saying about that?
Well, he is reiterating the fact that, they are doing this responsibly, and the fact that they are approving these pipelines is only because the Alberta government has put into place a carbon tax that a lot of people in Alberta say is unfair, essentially kicking them when they're down a tax when so many are already struggling.
Okay, so the town halls continued today, this time Saskatoon. What's the temperature of the political climate there? Not the temperature outside. We know that's well below zero.
No. Yeah, that's right. No, it is. I would anticipate some sort of similar reaction. Don't forget that when the Prime Minister talked about phasing out the oil sands, people don't forget that. People in both Alberta and Saskatchewan have long memories. They're going through difficult times. So those words, even though the Prime Minister admits he misspoke, they will not be forgotten. But just a sense of how Saskatchewan as a whole feels about pipelines. Yesterday, Brad Wall issuing a statement saying that Saskatchewan very happy that another pipeline is being built. It is good for the economy. But as we talked about, environmentalists and people who are opposed to pipelines obviously not happy about this, and we can expect more protests.
Michel Boyer joining us from Ottawa. We'll see you next hour.